Good morning. How's everybody doing? I'm listening to some Drake. It's that kind of morning. So, I've got some questions. Well, I got some questions that people wanted to know from me. And I wrote a post last night about, hey, Terry, about why you may never have your soul on fire. And I wanted to get into it because what we're doing is we're going for the surface shit, right? We're going for what can I do to fix this without having to go deep, right? We're thinking, okay, meditation and yoga and workout and eat right. And while all those things are great, absolutely, if you like yoga, I'm not a huge fan, but it those things are great, but applying that stuff isn't going to work because you're not going deeper. You're not taking care of the trauma that happened. You're not taking care of your money mindset fears. You're not taking care of whatever is deeper than that. And it's just not going to work because you have to connect to yourself and figure out who you are, which honestly, most people don't know who they are. Like, I feel like I didn't know who I was for like 20 years. Well, I just count my adult life. So 40 years, right? Because we run from ourselves, we run from who we are. And it's not like, okay, I commented on somebody's post who was just like, what would you do if money was not an issue? How would you show up for your soul purpose? And I commented and I was like, this is really sad because money is just an excuse for you not showing up and doing what is in your soul. Like, that is not a real thing. You're not doing it because of money or lack of money. You're not doing your purpose work because you are too afraid. That's the truth. And I'm not going to sugarcoat that because you guys need to know that there's too many people out there sugarcoating things, trying to make you feel good. And while I want you guys to feel good, the most important thing is I want you guys to change your lives. I want you guys to get out of anxiety. I want you guys to get out of depression. I want you guys to get out of marriages that are crippling your health, right? I want you to create that, like, on the verge of divorce. I want you to flip that around and either get in or get out. I want you guys to be on fire. I want you guys to get what you want, not like the house, the money, the car, the da-da-da-da. I want you guys to get what's inside of your soul. I want you guys to have your desires. And we're missing that. We are missing that because we don't know who we are. And so our desires are never going to come out. We're never going to connect to who we are and what we want and allow that to come out because we're so afraid of what other people think that we're just like, we shut down. We hide. We don't speak our truth because of money or lack of money or whatever our excuses, but it's bullshit. We're not speaking our truth because we're afraid. And when we're afraid of showing up and claiming what we want, claiming our desires, and I'm not saying like our desire is to go like sit on the couch and smoke pot and this is hard for me because I don't do this. I've never done this. And eat a bunch of shit. Like, that's not what our soul wants because that's not good for us, right? That's not what's going to nourish our soul. Speaking our truth and being healed from our trauma, being like getting out of depression completely, getting out of anxiety, like being able to heal from that and come out of that, those things our soul wants, our soul craves, our soul wants to be loved and nourished and taken care of. And what we're doing is we're going on Instagram and looking up, okay, this is totally me, but looking up baby animals so we can feel good, but I also do the work, right? Okay, so I do the baby animal, like I want to feel good, right? But we're doing too much of this shit. We're doing too much of this, like, let's feel good, kumbaya. Yes, but no. I know that for a lot of you, you're in so much pain right now that you need some kumbaya. You need some baby animals on your Instagram. You need some, Tony Robbins. Absolutely. But you gotta fix the shit. You gotta go in there and say, okay, really, what's wrong with my relationship? Like, doing a couple sessions of coaching or counseling is not going to work. You have to fully commit, get in there. Like I did for 7 months, my ex and I went to counseling. My ex, right? We went to counseling for 7 months. You have to get in there and do the work. Like, I went through all this pain in my leg, and I had to get in there and do the work. Not only every day doing physical therapy, but I had to do the emotional work to figure out why I was having that pain. And if you're on here, say hi. I'm just on fire this morning, and this message has to come out. So say hi. If you're on the replay, say replay. But these are some of the things that I had to change in me to be able to change every single thing in my life, right? And the first was allow myself to be seen, ask for help, get help, accept help, like be seen. So if you're going around trying to collect information, which I know how overwhelming it can be to try to start a business, to try to figure out your health stuff, to try to figure out your relationship stuff, and you're just like overwhelmed with information. But you have to be seen, ask questions. This could even start with you putting you guys all have profile pictures. But some people don't have profile pictures on their Facebook or have their kids. And it's like, you're afraid of being seen, right? You have to be seen. You have to ask questions. You have to dig deep. And I had to get coaches. For me, accepting help was like the hardest thing because I'm so stubborn and I don't listen to anybody. And my coach just bitched me out about this the other day. And I'm like, I was listening. Shit. Right? But when we finally start asking for help and acknowledging that we need help, because just doing that is so hard for us because we're so stubborn, if you're anything like me. And you're just like, I can figure this out myself, right? This is not worth the money. But how long is that going on? How many years have you been like that? How long are you going to put up with this shit? And what we do is we don't ask for help. We don't ask for help. We don't ask for help. For years, we wear ourselves down, and you feel it. You have anxiety, depression, energy drains, right? If you guys have any of these symptoms that I'm talking about, post those in the comments because I'm curious. And I know that we're not allowed to talk about our feelings. We're not allowed to admit that we have depression or anxiety. I know that. That's the thing, right? We have to hide. That's exactly what I'm saying. We have to stop hiding. Once we stop hiding, then things turn around for us. We have to come out with this and say that we need help, acknowledge that we have something going on, and that we want to take the steps to get out of that. So yes, you need to start asking, be seen, and start asking for help. That's the start of it. And when when I am going through something and I'm like, fuck, and I'm quiet for a really long time about it, and then I'm like, okay, this shit needs to happen. I start talking to my besties. I'm like, hey, this is going on. I'm tired of it. And I'm talking to you not because I'm bitching or complaining, but because I'm ready to turn it around, right? And just me talking about it and coming out with it is a real thing because I know that I'm ready to be done, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is really go deep, right? I already talked about this. You cannot Band-Aid up your life. And we keep trying to do this. What are some tips for anxiety? I see this on like everywhere. What are some tips for depression? What are some tips for this? Tips are great, but you're just going to get surface level answers, right? Unless you are willing to go in and see what's causing the depression, what's causing the anxiety. And maybe you know, but knowing also is not enough. It's not enough. It's not getting you out of that hole. It's not getting you to the other side. It's not getting your results, right? You have to really acknowledge that it's there and acknowledge that you want to turn that around. You have to go deeper. You can't just topical your life. I don't think that's really a phrase. I just made it into one. You can't do that. It's not working. And that's why I talk about the things that I talk about. That's why I post the things that I post, because I want you guys to know how deep I've gone, how much how much work it is. But you know what's worse? Like, it's really hard work to get your life out of the black hole. It's really hard work to do the work. It's really hard to sit there with your pain and acknowledge that it's there. But what's worse, what's harder, is to not acknowledge it, to just cover it up. I did that for years in my marriage. I did that for years in my life. I did that for years with my health. I just covered it up because that's the way we do it in America, maybe in the world. We just cover it up because it doesn't look pretty. It doesn't feel good. I'm not that coach. I am I'm really super cool and nice. But when the truth is coming out, like when you're talking to me about whatever's going on, I just say it. I just say what's going on. I can't sugarcoat it. I'm not that kind of girl. Never been. And I don't care how much, like how many people like me. What I care about is that I get results. When someone's suicidal, that I can turn that around. When someone's been raped, I can help them turn it around, right? And then I can change their life. What I care about is like real shit. When you're on the brink of divorce, I care about helping you turn that around, figuring out whether you need to stay or go, right? Those are the things that I care about. I don't care about people liking me or people or trying to like kumbaya you, right? Yes, I'll give you things that make you feel good, right? Like this, I did this for you. You're welcome. I hope that makes you feel good. But then I'm going to fucking deliver the truth because that's what's going to change your life, right? So many people are going to Tony Robbins events and it excites them, and Tony is great. I love Tony. Go to his event. Go to all his events. But the high of that is not going to get you where you need to be in your life. You need to go deep and go into the things that he says. And a week is not enough. You have to go deep. Like, Tony changed my life. Love him so much. But I had to do the work after I listened to his first, I don't even know, it's audio. I was going to say tape. Audio, right? I had to do the work. I had to commit to doing the work and go deep. and follow through. And you know what? The tips that you're looking for, the tips on any tips on depression, any tips on anxiety, those tips helped. But when you have been struggling with depression for 20, 30, 40 years, tips aren't going to save you. A weekend isn't going to save you. You have to do the work and show up every single day and be like, okay, what do I need? What do I need to take care of me? How can I turn this emotion around? And we wake up every single day and we have to face our emotions and flip it around if we can, right? Some days I just lay on the couch and I'm like, it's an off day. I'm PMSing. Nobody talked to me, right? I give myself that grace, but more often than not, I'm like, okay, music, mindset, podcast, Tony Robbins, like I will put my mind on something, that journaling, like all these things, these are the things that I do. And then I address the thing that's going on. Okay, I'm having anxiety about money, or like, and anxiety now for me is this check-in, right? It's like a friend, like in the past, I used to have anxiety attacks. Now it's like checking in. Okay, you're having anxiety about your future. Okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to look at? It's like, now it's like, if you're in a relationship, this is a good example. If you're on, say hi, because I don't know who's on. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. I'm just like going off. This is just so good. So say you're in a relationship, right? And you have an argument, shocker, right? You have this argument and then you kind of avoid the person because of the argument, and you keep avoiding that argument. That's like anxiety, right? But if you just sit there calmly and you're like, both of you don't scream and call names at each other, right? And you have an argument, like more of a discussion or a calm discussion, then you guys can hear each other, know what's going on, and fix it. And get coaching. But if you guys are yelling at each other, that's like anxiety and anxiety attack. Yelling and not hearing each other and not hearing what's going on, because your anxiety is there because your soul wants to speak to you and you just keep shutting it down. It's like the relationship thing where the girl, I'm just going to generalize here, sorry, but the woman is nagging, right? That's what people say. We're really just trying to get our point across, right? The woman is nagging, right? That's your anxiety nagging at you. And then you're the guy. Anyway, you're shutting down and closing off. And that's an anxiety attack. That's like a relationship. Now I use it as a check-in. It's like, okay, I feel anxiety. What are you trying to say? Okay, let's look at money. Okay, let's look at my relationship stuff. Okay, let's look at my business stuff. Okay, let's look at this, and I'll sit with it. And before, I used to just run myself down because I was so afraid of what my anxiety had to say. I was running from myself. How many tips have we got? Okay, we got 2 tips. Go deep and ask for help. Be seen, ask for help. The third one is very important. I have a friend who said, it's really easier for women. Okay, we're both, she's not single. We both don't have kids. We'll just say that, because was I in a relationship at this point? I don't remember. Anyway, she said it's easier for women who have kids and a husband No, she said kids. For the kids to be the reason for their, for their business. I have to support my family, or I have to, I have to figure it out for them. And no, because the kids can be part of the reason for whatever you're doing. Like, I want to be healthier so that I can walk my daughter down the aisle, or I want to be healthier so I can see my daughter get married, right? Your kids can be part of the reason, but ultimately, you have to be the reason. You have to be the reason you change your life. And people are looking for a relationship to make their life better, to give them a reason to get out of bed. And that doesn't work. Like, the thing of it is I'm falling off the table. I am on the table, guys. Okay. My question to you, are you the reason that you're trying to do the things you're doing? Are you the reason that you are trying to get better health, fix your marriage, build a business? Are you the reason? Are you your own reason? Because if you aren't the reason, if you're like, I'm doing this for you have to be the reason that you, Simon, what's his name? Simon says, what's your why? You have to be your why. So a lot of times we have reasons outside of ourselves. Like, I need to pay my bills. I need to support my family. I need to do this for my daughter. Well, that's all great. At the end of the day, it has to really be because you love yourself and you are going to back yourself, right? And it's so hard to focus on that because we love our children so much. We love our spouse so much, and we'll do anything for them. And then we self-sacrifice. And this is why it's so important that you are your own why. Because if you are your own why, then you're loving yourself. You're not going to self-sacrifice. And you are going to love them, your family, from the overflow instead of depleting yourself. Thank you, Wayne. So it's maybe not easier for someone with a family, someone with kids, to make themselves their why, right? Because you have that, oh, I have to love this other person, and that's great. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work to the point that it would work if you just loved yourself so much and then loved them and then did it for them, right? Because all the fire, all the passion, all the the motivation, focus, all of that needs to come from inside of you. All of that needs to come from inside of you. But we're depleting ourselves so much that we're run down. And we can't really create this stuff. So we have to look at baby animal pictures on Instagram. I feel like all my Facebook lives lately are like, okay, this is what I do. Look at workout stuff on Instagram to get motivated. I do those things. That's my confession. But I do them for a bit. Thank you, Wade. I do them because I'm already doing the work. I'm already going deep. I'm already loving myself. I'm already asking for help. These 3 things changed my life. Just being able to ask for help. Fucking 20 years of being so stubborn. You guys have seen all my stories, right? All the homeless and quitting my marriage after 12 years and traveling the world and one-way tickets to Spain. I've had way more one-way tickets than I've told you about, by the way. And you guys have seen my story. That's how long I was stubborn. 20 years, so stubborn. And my life didn't really change. The outside stuff did, sure, you know, but inside, I wasn't really changing. And that reflected in my relationships just being the same. Every single guy that I haven't been with that many guys, okay? But every single relationship, they were the same problem over and over again. Hey, Daryl. Hey, Kevin. I kept having the same problem because the outside world would always change, but inside, I wasn't changing. And it was because I was hiding. I didn't know who I was. I wasn't asking for help. I wasn't really asking, like, accepting help because nobody knew my problem. And my problem was so complicated. My problem was complicated. And, you know, honestly, like, all my shit is why I can be a damn good coach now, because I worked through all that shit. That's why I hired 11 coaches last January, because I was done with it. I was done with it. So if you really want to ask, no one can top the 11 coaches, I'm sure. But this is where I was like, I am done hiding. I am done telling people I'm okay, because okay is not okay with me anymore. Okay is killing my soul. And I'm done with it. I want to have freedom and life and a relationship and be at peace inside and have a business where I'm making an impact. Like, I want all these things. I'm going to stop denying myself because I'm too damn stubborn. Another confession. You guys know everything about me. I should do like quiz. I should put out a quiz on how much people know about me, because I've met up with some people and they're like, oh yeah, this and this, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah. People really listen. Close to 11 here. Close to 11. What's that? What happens at 11? So what happens at 11? Where are you, Wayne? So that's, if you are just jumping on, this was a fucking good live. You need to close to 11 coaches. Oh, cool. Yeah. By the end of the year, I don't know how many I got, but in January, I hired 11. Like January, February, I hired 11. By the end of the year, it was definitely more. I'm afraid to count. But yeah, we need guidance. And the thing is, we're so afraid to tell people we don't know what's going on. Like, I'm 42. Like, I should have my shit together, right? Who else thinks this? Who else thinks, okay, at this point, I'm 42, I should have my shit together, right? Okay, having your shit together is not a thing. Even after all the coaches, I still don't have my shit together. I don't even have my house clean. My house is a wreck. I don't care. Because it's more important to me to have healthy relationships, to have fun in my life, to have a business where I'm on fire and I'm doing my purpose work and speaking my truth. It's more important to me to, what else did I forget? Have great health. It's more important to me to have the things that my soul wants than to have my dishes put away, which I kind of, there we go. It's more important. I don't fucking care. What I care about is the deeper stuff. It's more important to me that I show up for you guys. It's more important to me that I deliver my truth and that I'm honest, that I'm fucking blunt, you know? And I used to think no one's going to listen to me because I am, what did my ex call me? Abrupt? I think he called me abrupt or something. And I'm like, And I am. But you guys need that. You guys can handle that. Like, I'm doing this out of love. I am doing this because I know how bad it is to sit there in a black hole, to feel like, why does this keep happening to me? Which isn't a thing, right? We keep bringing our own cycle on. Why does this keep happening? What's wrong with me? Still fucking have those thoughts. And I'm like, nothing's wrong with you, but since you're asking, we could change this, right? These things happen, like our thoughts, what's wrong with me? Why does this keep happening? Are on autopilot. It still comes up and I still like, nope. What does that mean? Okay, nothing's wrong with me. You just forgot to look at this. Look back. I did a post on this. Look back at the lesson. What's the material? What are you supposed to learn? That's it. You're just not learning the thing that you need to learn. And it gets annoying. It gets annoying for sure. I get it. Totally. But I would rather go through all the personal growth and all the work and all the healing and looking at my pain. And you can tell from my expression, I'm like, it's not fun. It's not fun to look at your pain. Looking at my pain, sitting with my pain, pain is very annoying, especially when you have physical pain and emotional pain and you're like going through PT. Right? But I know like my physical pain is just a representation of my emotional stuff going on. Right? And that's why I've come so far in my healing so quickly, is because I was willing to do all the physical pain, physical therapy, and look at my emotions, look at why all of this was happening, right? You have to go deep. You cannot sit on the surface, ask for a bunch of tips on anxiety, depression, and think that that's going to change, right? I'll give you the tips. When you work with me, I'll give you the tips for sure, because you need those. You need the thing with doing the work, the thing with sitting with your pain and going in and doing the personal development work, right? The thing with that is it's fucking exhausting. So yeah, you're going to need to escape. You're going to need to Netflix a little bit maybe, or go outside on a walk or journal. You're going to need to do something to kind of help you get your mind out of your pain, but you also need to work on it. Like sit down and really work with it. But we're unwilling to do that. And when I first started my physical therapy, I was like, I don't want to do this. I have a block. But then like my pain was so bad that I was like, okay, I'm doing this. I'm so in. But we keep doing this. We keep waiting till our pain is so bad. But if you really want to change now, you just bring up the pain level and really focus. Oh my God, this is really hurting me. This is really bad. And make it kind of worse than it is in your head until you're like, okay, now the pain's worse in my head. Now I need to get a coach, or now I need to, do something about it. Right? So, oh my God. Thank you guys for being on here with me. Thank you guys for listening and tuning in, because this stuff is going to change your life. This stuff is going to change your relationships, your emotions, your business, your health, all the things. And that's what I want for you. I don't want to be another Band-Aid for you. I don't want to be a motivational speaker. I do, but I don't. Like, I want to be a life changer. I want you guys to get what you really want. You guys work so hard to do all the things you need to do for your life, and you're still not getting what you want. You're still not getting what your soul wants. So let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. So these are the 3 things that I needed to change my life. And they were ask for help, be seen, go deep, and be your own reason. Be your why. So let me know in the comments what you thought. It's been a wild 30 minutes. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Say hi. Say hi if you're on the replay. Feel free to PM me. Right now, I am taking one-on-one clients. If this resonates with you, then let's chat. Let's see if we're a good fit. And yeah, just PM me and we'll see if we're a good fit and we'll work together. And if you guys have any other questions, hey, Fabi, if you guys have any other questions, send me questions and I'll do a Facebook Live on it, because I want you guys to get the answers that you want to change your life. And it's totally possible. I know it sounds like crazy that my work is going to change your life, or like one thing is going to change your life because you're working so hard on all the things. And it's like, what? You do all these things? Yes. Because the work that I do does go deep. We do go deep. We do take a look at all the things that are going on, and we don't sugarcoat it. Thank you, Fabi. You do too. I like your Instagram feed. So cute with your babies. Oh, okay. When are you coming back? Saturday? I hope. Oh, Fabi, look what I did for you. It's the beach. Okay. So ask me questions, PM me questions. Be like, hey, this is a question for Facebook Live. Let's do it. Let's make this happen, because you guys deserve to have all the things that you want and desire. And I want to help that happen. So, all right, I will see you guys Sunday. Okay, good. I got questions for you, Bobby. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next Facebook Live.